problem is that if we identify consciousness with the body, we project ourselves in the future. And there is danger, and there is in fact the certainty, ultimately, of the demise of this body.
The discussion so far, I'm going to assume that most minds who are open to this are now satisfied that consciousness, the universality of consciousness is at least a strong candidate, and that this what you spoke last, that we all share the same reality, and this is how we are able to interact. It makes a lot of sense, but so a little provocative question: what does this have to do with happiness and living well?
We have to look at the party pooper in our life. The party pooper is the fear of absolute disappearance. We have inherited this fear both from our chromosomes and from our surroundings. From our chromosomes, because as a result of the evolution, we have been wired through our genes. We have been wired for the survival of this body and for the survival of the species. So we have mechanisms in the body of protection of ourselves and of the other members of the tribe, of the pack, of the herd. These mechanisms are very present in us, but if we look at an animal, they are triggered in the animal in case of an imminent, of a clear and present danger. But then, as soon as the alert is over, they go back to stillness. In our case, we have also this additional instrument, which is a brain, right? The ability to project ourselves into the future. And the problem is that if we identify consciousness with the body, we project ourselves in the future. And there is danger, and there is in fact the certainty, ultimately, of the demise of this body. So then, this state of alert, of clear and present danger, becomes constant, it becomes chronic, you see. The reason why it becomes chronic is because of the identification of what we are truly consciousness with the body. When that stops, that ceases to be the case, it doesn't mean we are no longer the manager of our body, but there is a distance. Just as if there is a suspicious sound while in the engine of the car, we take the engine to the dealership for inspection and repair. Same thing with the body. But the end of the body is not the end of ourselves. We are not ultimately afraid. You see what I mean? We are perhaps afraid, well, if it is a transmission, it may cost a lot of money, right? Especially if I have an expensive car. But that's not a real fear. You see, I am not involved in it. It's not the fear, the end of the car is not the end of me. The party pooper is not there when we talk about our car. It is different when we talk about our body. Because unless, as long as we are in ignorance, the party pooper is always present. And it is very difficult to envision what life is when the party pooper has left. The image I use is when you're a teenager and you are organizing the party in the house. The party poopers are the parents, you know. You want the parents out of the house. If you have a party, and if the parents are in their bedroom upstairs, the party is not that great, you see.
No.
When you're an adult, you know, and the parents are on the other side of the world, right, or on the other side of the country, then the party pooper is not there. So then the party is very different. So here, life is the party with and without the party pooper. When you still have the party pooper, it's difficult to envision what life is without the party pooper, other than, you know, yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice if I was not afraid that the parents are going to intrude and put an end to the party, you know, stop the music and stop the boozing and stop everything, you know. And all the friends are going to leave. And I'll be stuck there, miserable. So it's very difficult to envision that. But once you have tasted a party without the party pooper, you know, let's say you have been invited to another party, right? And the parents were not present. And it was quite different, right? Then you become really interested in getting rid of the party pooper.
Yeah. So most people would if I told them that what you are actually afraid of is the total disappearance, or they would probably say that, no, I'm afraid that I don't get a better salary, or I'm afraid that I can't have children in the future, or I'm afraid that this or that won't happen to me, or this or that will happen to me. How does these kinds of statements link to this party pooper theory that you presented?
You know, then I could tell these people, okay, I'm telling me that not having children, not having money, or this is your problem, and not the fear of death. I have a very simple solution for you. Just kill yourself. End of the problem. Understand that what I've just said is not an apology of suicide. It's a philosophical argument, let's be clear. But it's an argument that places us in front of the reality that we were escaping. People who say, I'm not afraid of death, but I'm afraid of not having enough money. They are kidding themselves, because in fact, the reasoning is, if I don't have enough money, I won't be able to navigate in this world. I won't be loved by other people. I will be banned from the tribe. I will be left alone in the dark, in the cold, without help, to die. So at the end of all these desires for fame, money, sex, whatever, at the end of that, there is a me afraid to disappear. But I go back to the philosophical response. You tell me you have a problem with money, and not a problem with killing yourself, and not a problem with dying. Simple, kill yourself, end of the money problem. But I'm not suggesting to do that. I'm just calling your bluff. Not a bluff that you are telling me, but you are bluffing yourself. You are kidding yourself.